up, YouTube? It's your boy YBP Gang, YBP Nation, YBP Boxing, YBP MMA. Come at y'all with my post-fight reaction to all things UFC Jacksonville. Josh Emmett versus Ilia Topuria. First off, we'll start with the main event. Excellent fight. Pretty one-sided. Let me not say excellent fight. It was action-packed in that regard. Very good from both guys, especially Topuria. Emmett, at some point the fight just got out of hand, like second to like fifth round. I think if you were asking for people's predictions as to how they thought the fight would go, they probably would say Topuria first round, second round knockout, or something like that. Like the fight ending in a finish in some capacity. But it ended up going all, the full distance between, I think there were times when Emmett, I think the fight could have got stopped. The referee could have definitely stopped the fight. But all in all, Emmett hung in there. Topuria he pressed for the finish a couple times, but he wasn't stressing it. Like, he wasn't emptying in the tank. He fought smart. And if the finish came, it came. And if it didn't, it didn't. That's kind of how he fought. And I love that kind of maturity from a 26-year-old undefeated guy, going to potentially fight for championships coming up. You love to see that maturity. You love to see that type of mindset where he's not doing dumb stuff in there like some other fighters I saw on this card. Yeah, man, let's see. So that was a great main event. As far as the next fight for him, I'd like to see Topuria fight like someone like, for the belt. He could fight for the belt or Brian Ortega. I don't know. I feel like he doesn't really need another one. I think you just throw him into the... But it's like, I feel like he's too fresh to fight for the belt. But I don't know. I feel like he's just not ready quite yet. Like, he just needs like a couple more. Not that he's not ready. I mean, he's caliber. Like, he'll give Volk a good shot. But I feel like we shouldn't waste his... he's such a good prospect, such a young guy. He's kind of in like, not Arman's spot, because it would be like if Arman was in a less stacked division. Arman, I feel like he has the tools to be a champion one day, but he's just a little too young, a little fresh out there. Kind of same with like Ilia. Like, he has the tools and everything, but it feels like it's just a little too early to give him that title shot. He's undefeated, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he showed he's on the caliber of guys, but something, I don't know. He just like a couple more fights, like. And I don't know who you pair him up with, because he's too good for... I don't know if he's quite ready to beat Volk yet or challenge for the belt, but he's way too good for anyone below him. So he's kind of in this weird spot. Hey, man, I mean, if he goes up against Volk, I'll pick for him. I'll root for him. He'll probably lose, but... he showed, man, he's a good fighter, you know what I mean? It's a cold main event. I was one of those guys, like, I was kind of trashing out a little. Well, not too much. I mean, I knew it would be, like, a decent competitive fight, but I didn't think it was going to be as exciting as it was, for sure. It really showed up as in the co-main event. So Macy Barber obviously getting a knockout over Amanda Ribas. I thought Ribas was going to get the win. I mean, Macy Barber showed that she's not some unsung prospect, or the potential is, like, fully there. She truly is the future. People criticize her for having that nickname because it's, this Ian Gary. And there's another person who has, like, the future nickname or moniker attached to them. But she's showing that she's for sure the future in that stacked, is it 125? Yeah, 125 weight class. Now there's no Rose Namajunas in there. She's punching her a hole, making her spot known that, she deserves to be in this spot, deserves to be a top flyweight contender. She has a decent record. With this knockout, action-packed performance right here, that's what women's MMA needs. It needs finishes. It needs a girl like Blanchfield. It needs someone like Tyler Santos. It needs Manon Fior, Rose Namajunas now. Who's the other girl? All these people, and now Macy Barber. So I think she'll be a good addition to the division. Just keep keeping up what she's doing, and then we'll just see where she goes from here. Next fight, Justin Tafa, Austin Lane. Eye poke, so I don't got too much to say. Tafa seemed like he wanted to continue, but at the end of the day, man, like, you get poked like that, it's just not much you could really do. So, hopefully he recovers. It sucks, I saw Austin Lane. He was kind of mad, like, the fight had to end like that. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I know they said it was accidental, but man, I mean, that gotta be the most accidental poke I've seen. Like, he really, like, I know it was an accident. Well, I don't know if it was an accident for sure. I'm not sure, but he really dug his fingers into the man's eye. Like, he made sure that man could not continue, man. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, that's gotta be very suspicious right there. But yeah, hopefully just the Tafa can recover Austin Lane. He can get another fight in there. We just got to see how it goes, you know. And then the co-main event, David Onama. Bro, when I picked him, it was solely because of my ethnical tribes. No, not ethical. It wouldn't be ethnical. Ethnical, is that a word? My connections when it comes to where I come from, where my family comes from. That was why I picked him, you know what I mean? He's from East Africa. I'm from East Africa. I'm a Kenyan. He's a Uganda. We right next to each other. I got to support my East African brothers. He came out. He performed. He got the knockout. Showed that dog. First round was a little iffy. Second round, came out, guns blasting, gets the knockout. Shout out to Gabriel Santos. He's got to be, I saw this all over Twitter. Like, he's like the best 0-2 fighter in the UFC. Probably is, honestly. Like, he has a ton of potential too. So for Onama to beat a guy like that, I mean, hats off to him, you know. I think if in another universe, Santos probably wins this fight maybe. But Onama today, in this universe, in this planet, he got the job done. Knocked him out, you know. Did the Izzy celebration. I'm not going to lie. I thought that was a little corny. You know, you have a big moment like that and you do that celebration. But it's going to get eyes. It reminds me of Ian Gary when he did I believe he did what did he do exactly? He did the gritty. You know, it was a little cringe, but, you know, it got clicks. That's what you need as a fighter. You got to stand out, you know, whether it's, you know, coloring your hair or, you know, you want to go up in the ranks, you want people to talk about you, you got to do stuff like that. Sean O'Malley type stuff. So, Onama, if you're just trying to get eyes on, I think the knockout was enough, to be honest, but that's going to get another click, get more clicks on the fight. But y'all in all, man, great performance by Onama. I can't say enough, man. I'm so impressed with the kid, you know, what he's doing. As far as what's next for him, I don't know, man. Like, nothing crazy, like, because, again, even with this performance, like, I don't know if he beats Nate Landwehr in a rematch, you know, because Nate Landwehr's just so tough, you know. Maybe I'd still pick him. I thought he beat Nate Landwehr, you know, but I think it would just be like another close fight. So I can't really say how much he got better or worse. There were some moments, like some good takedown defense, takedown defense moments that I saw that were good. Showing strides to like getting better in that aspect, but nothing too crazy as far as that goes. But you know, it was a good performance. Nothing crazy. Now, let me not say nothing crazy, but if you're looking for improvements from fight to fight, like if you were going back and watching tape to analyze, like from this fight to the last fight, I didn't see nothing like, because we knew he had the power. We know he's a really good prospect already. So I think it's just building those little things, stacking on the build that he already has, and just continuing to get better. That's going to really, it's going to really get him far when it comes to, you know, the fighting and challenging for the belt. Hopefully sooner or later. He's 29. He's pretty young, so yeah, man. I mean, just something to build on. I'm trying to see. Just gonna skim through the rest of these. Actually, I shouldn't. Brendan Allen, a great, impressive win. I was really surprised. I thought Bruno Silva would be better than him on the feet. So that was shocking. Like him rocking him and then getting the eventual knockout. So shout out to him. He's calling for Dricus. I think that should have been the fight before this one. Like Dricus needs more fights. If he wasn't fighting for the belt, like he shouldn't have been fighting a guy like Whitaker. You know, it should have been a title eliminator where they eliminate to get like I was saying, like, okay, Dricus versus Costa, or like Dricus versus like a title elimination bout that didn't involve Whitaker is what I would have wanted to. So but then if Allen won that, I don't think he gets a title shot. But at least a fight to create a new contender, build someone up. Like the winner of that could be the next guy up theoretically, but maybe needs another one. So, I think they should fight for sure. They should just break up the Whitaker fight and have Jenkins fight for the belt or him fight someone else other than Whitaker. So, but we'll see. I think right now is definitely a contender in this middleweight division. Showed it again today, and big future ahead for him. Neil Magny versus Philip Rowe. Really, I don't really want to talk about this fight. Really boring fight. Neil Magny did what he needed to do. Split decision. Could have went either way. I mean, I saw someone on the broadcast. They were like, or on Twitter, they said something about like this is close. Like any scorecard would have been suitable, and we saw that it went to a decision, a split decision. It looked like a mirror fight. It looked like two of the same guys. I mean, they're literally the same dimensions, 6'3", 170 pounds. It looked like the two of the same guys fighting each other. Just say Neil Magny just did enough, but you could clearly see that. I don't know if it was Magny fighting down or if Rowe was just a weird matchup for him, but Rowe might just be top 15 and maybe just ran into, or Magny's just not as good. He probably shouldn't be 11th, but hey man, he's still getting decisions. Neil Magny by decision is it's like death and taxes, So good fight there. Randy Brown, tough fight with Wellington Turman, a little tougher than I thought it would be. Reminded me of the Trinaldo fight a little bit. But Trinaldo put more of a fight for sure than Turman did. But, Randy Brown still got the dub. I don't know. I still don't know how he lost to JDM, man. That's man. I was so confident that he had that one. Well, I wasn't I knew how good JDM was on the feet, but I just thought like if he fought a certain way, like he could do something. But Brown's always gonna be a really tough matchup in that welterweight division. Same with I'd love to see. Why don't we do Neil Magny versus Randy Brown or something? That'd be cool. Or no, sorry, Neil Magny versus Philip Rowe versus Randy Brown if they haven't fought. That'd be a fun fight. Two long welterweights. I didn't watch the Rebecki Loic Radzhabov fight, but that guy, great record. He's a good fighter. I've seen some of his past fights, so it looks like he's cleaned up the stuff that we saw in the Fior fight. Used it to get the dub in the Loic fight, so shout out to him there. Tabitha Ricci defeats Jillian Robertson, as I had suspected. Joshua Van, I saw he had a really good performance there. When it came to what's it called? What fight was it? No. Joshua Van had a really good performance against Jalgas. I feel it sucks for him. I heard it was another split decision, but this fight wasn't as close as the other ones. Van, he had this fight in the bag, man. He won pretty clearly, in my opinion. Jalgas, there's no complaining for this one. It was a split decision, so on paper it's like, oh, is it a close fight? But now split decisions are built the same, are made the same. This is one of those where I feel like the judges got it a little wrong. Whoever scored it for Jalgas, Van definitely had this in the bag. Should have been unanimous. Easy dub. My proudest pick of the night, because even though I think I went 5 for 13, a bad night for me. But I made some good picks. I picked ONAMA, and I picked Chepe. Those are the ones I really hang my hat on, man. I picked ONAMA and I picked Chepe. I was telling people, man, Chepe, man, he wasn't my lock, but I was very peak. This was a very close fight on paper for me because I looked back in the logs, man, and Chepe, very good fighter. He's one I actually did a lot of research on. Watched all his past career, seen the track record, the people who he fought previously, and I was like, he's gonna beat Trevor Peek, and he did that. I thought that the size difference would be more pronounced in the fight. It really wasn't. So once I saw that, I was like, for sure Chepe's gonna win. Chepe won every single round, pretty much. It was him wall to wall. He pretty much dominated the fight. It was a fun fight though, great fight. I thought it would end in the finish. It didn't end in the finish. Partly because Trevor Peek's a dog, he's, both of them are, because Trevor Peek landed some really hard shots that probably would knock out some other lightweights. He stayed in there. Chepe landed some shots on Trevor Peek that probably would knock out some other lightweights, and Trevor Peek stayed in there. So just a great fight all in all. Great matchup, great matchmaking from, what's the name, Sean Shelby and them boys over there, Dana White. People who do matchmaking in the UFC, they really did a good job with this one. But yeah, like I said, man, Chepe, I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan of what he's doing over there. It's just two dogs right there, man. Chepe and Onama. I love my dogs. And then Jamal Emmers losing to Jack Jenkins. I thought Emmers won, to be honest, but, it is what it is. Close fight. I thought Emmers would get the knockout, so I thought he would outclass him, but, the leg kicks proved to be a problem. Jack Jenkins staying disciplined to his game plan proved to be a problem. And he got the edge, man. Shout out to Jack Jenkins. I don't see the ceiling that I see for Emmers necessarily as far as, how far they can go. I could see Emmers being, a contender one day if he could, clean some stuff up. I don't really see that for Jack Jenkins. But he'll beat some pretty solid guys for sure in the future. I think definitely Emmers has a higher ceiling, but Jenkins is a really solid fighter right now. Very high ceiling, so hey, man. Hope maybe they can rematch one day. Really high-level fight, really technical fight. Seemed like something that, it seemed like a championship-type bout. It seemed like we're looking at two future contenders going at it, just how technical it looked in the skill level we saw there. And then the final fight I got here, Dumas defeating Cody Brundage. This was one of those fights where I was bittersweet about my pick because I really wanted Cedric to win. I just think he could be a star in the UFC going forward with the tattoos, his frame, his name. This is just the way he looks. Cedricus, bro. Cedricus, that's a tough name, bro. That's a really tough name. It's a unique name, the tattoos. In his street fighting background, I just feel like he could really be a star, someone that the fans really, gravitate towards. And even the way he fought today, man, he fought really well. Got the 3-round decision. I thought Brundage would outclass him, just be better, and he just wasn't himself. The broadcast was talking about it. His coach was he just didn't look like himself today. Made some stupid decisions hopping on guillotines. Just doing stuff. He fought like how Dumas fought in the Joshua Frim fight. He looked immature, in this fight. Cody Brundage did. While Cedricus, the newer guy, looked like a mature fighter, looked like someone who had been fighting in the UFC for a while. So that's really good to see Dumas make those leaps into, I guess, the next step in his career. Now he's figured out the maturity part. Now let's get more of the skill parts going. Just working on rounding out his game a little bit more, just improving. But yeah, man, from the Frem fight to the Brundage fight, a lot of improvements have been made. You're gonna see this with a lot of guys who are just starting to train MMA. You're gonna see a lot of improvements, but getting better at anything it's not necessarily linear. So he might have this big jump in improvement, but now it's gonna be slow and steady maybe, or maybe he just keeps getting progressively big, better and better and better. We don't know. But, the big jump in improvement. I was very impressed with Dumas and what he accomplished today. Very disappointed with Brundage to the point where I think he should be cut from the UFC, unfortunately. There's definitely something there. It's not like Brundage is in UFC caliber when he's on his best, but you just can't go out there in a fight where you had just got finished in your last two fights. You're going against a newbie in Cedricus Dumas. Pretty much a fight where you can bounce back. Your friend had fought him. Your friend in Fremd had fought him not too long ago, beat him, showing, this kid, he's not a world beater quite yet. He has the potential to be, but not tonight he wasn't, Part of the reason he lost is because of his own choices, his own mistakes. All he could really be mad at is himself at the end of the day. It's not like Cedricus came out there and was some crazy fighter. Cedricus did Cedricus type things. And got the victory. I don't want to take credit away from Cedricus, but it's not like he made some improvements for sure, but that's not someone that Cody Brundage couldn't defeat on his best day, So at the end of the day, you got to look at yourself, Brundage. You can't make the excuse Dumas is so good, I was outmatched today. No, this is a winnable fight, and you just did show up to the occasion and turn up like you're supposed to. Unfortunately, that's just a matter of the fact. But that's enough, man. Shout out to Dumas. Shout out to Onama, David Onama, coming out with the knockout. That's my post-fight reaction to the whole card. I was gonna chop off some tape, but I don't really feel like it. I don't know. This is a lot of talk. I usually chop up some tape for like shorter videos, but these long videos, man, y'all could just listen, man. Y'all could just listen. Hear what I gotta say about the stuff. I feel like I have a little entertaining voice. Y'all could just this is just some stuff. You about to work out, you about to wash the dishes, you just plug it in your ear. Podcast style. You plug it in your ear, you just listen to. You just get it going. So leave a like on the video, subscribe. More videos on the way. Next card is a banger. Sean Strickland versus Abus Magomedov. We about to break that down soon. Hopefully later tonight. I'll watch some tape. Drop it Monday. We'll see what happens because I got work. I got work. Today's Saturday, so I got work Monday. Sunday, I'm not doing anything. So that whole day is dedicated to just breaking down the video. Hopefully getting that video out before I go to work the next day. But that's all I got for y'all. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe. Peace out, most guys. You don't even know what the hell it is.